Gibson's Bakery in Ohio just scored a major victory for truth over Oberlin College and the Black left. Periodically, in what seems like a never-ending assault on traditional American values and the rule of law, good news emerges. The good news now is the unanimous decision of a panel of 3 judges on an Ohio Court of Appeals supporting a jury decision in favor of Gibson Bakery in its case against Oberlin College. Gibson Bakery sued Oberlin College for libel, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and intentional interference with a business relationship because of the school's involvement and support of student demonstrations accusing the bakery of racial profiling and discrimination. The decision is worthy of our attention because it shows just how troubling the situation is at our colleges and universities. As our nation keeps leaning increasingly to the left, as our most basic values, now called conservative values, are being pushed out of the door while they are being displaced by the chaos of moral relativism, some bold individuals, in this case, the proprietors of Gibson Bakery in Oberlin, Ohio, refuse to be intimidated and concede. And that refusal has paid off for them and for all Americans who care about truth. Oberlin College lost the case filed against them and now must pay $33 million in punitive damages and $11 million in compensatory damages to Gibson Bakery. In brief, what happened? Well, a black student from Oberlin was chased down by the son of the store owner because he knew that he had shoplifted a bottle of wine. The student and 2 of his friends, who then became involved in this case, were arrested by the police, and they all subsequently pleaded guilty. They even said it wasn't about race. They were stealing, and they said, we're caught. But the incident set off student demonstrations outside this mom-and-pop bakery started by David Gibson, the great-grandfather. In 1885, he started this business. The owners, they've been pillars in the community, very involved in the university, but they were branded because of this incident as racist, and flyers were handed out claiming that the store had a history of racial profiling and discrimination. Some members of Oberlin faculty were directly involved in the onslaught of protests, harassments, intimidations against the bakery brought on by these Oberlin students. Oberlin is now on the line for millions of dollars in damages because its own school administrators are so self-absorbed in their own liberal dogma that they can no longer think clearly, they can't be honest, nor objective. The college maintains a website dedicated to this case, and even now, after they've experienced such a devastating defeat in the court, they're still in denial about what they did wrong. Particularly troubling is that the school administrators refused to accept that this case was not about the First Amendment, but it was about their support of their own students to libel this precious Gibson family. You know, over the years, I've spoken at 300 or so colleges and universities, and I have watched and experienced firsthand these campuses being taken over by dogma and left-wing activists. In a study published just recently in 2020 by the National Association of Scholars, 12,372 college and university faculty were surveyed in this study regarding their political affiliations. What did they find? Well, over the full sample, 8.4 were registered Democrats to each registered Republican. At Oberlin College, this ratio was 10.8 to 1. You know, given that the whole population of America, the ratio for those identifying as Democrat to Republican is about 1 to 1, we get a picture of the incredibly distorted reality that has captured our higher education and universities. So hopefully this lawsuit victory by the Gibson family against Oberlin will put a damper on the casual use of this horrible and distorted accusation of racism. The nation is indebted to the Gibson family for refusing to be intimidated by the left-wing dogmatists at Oberlin and all over the country, and for standing hard and fast for what is true.